Hi, this is Neil from James. We specialise in bathrooms and kitchen refurbishments, and we also do an awful lot of home improvements. And what I like to do is demonstrate to the good old DIYer easy ways to overcome problems that you might not necessarily know about. So this is a typical bathroom in a little 2-bedroom terraced house, and I've stripped the bathroom out, so it's all completely empty. So before we're going to do any tiling, I've filled in any holes in the plasterboard, as you can see down here, so we can't do any tiling until that's dry. But you can see this cracking down the edge here, that's where the plasterboard joint intake, this stuff here, it's all peeled off. It's all peeled off because when the house was built, they just didn't put any waterproofing on. Water's got behind the tiles and it all falls apart. And you can see there's an awful lot of movement in it. You can see that moving there. So when the tiles go on it, that corner's just going to crack. It's going to be rubbish and won't work properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to waterproof the wall. So we've already, I don't know if you can see that, it's quite dark. It's not because it's wet, it's because I've primed it. So we always prime it because it kills the dust, sticks the dust to everything, and then the waterproof solution that we're going to put on it is going to stick properly. So the stuff that we use, it's called Mapei, M-A-P-E-I. It's expensive, but we know that it works well, and let's face it, in most instances if you buy cheap it's not going to work properly. So in the corners we've got it's like, well, there's a different type. This is like a fibrous roll. It's a little bit cheaper than the Mapei stuff. Mapei stuff's really nice. It's a rubbery sort of compound, but I couldn't find any, so I've used this anyway. You can get this from Wix or a lot of other stores. So we just cut it to the length, so it goes from the ceiling down to the bottom edge of the bath down here. Paint some of the jollop on the wall. The easiest way that we find is paint a load of it on the back of the back of this tape, and then pop it onto the wall and it sticks. And then as you can see, sorry about the wobbly phone, but it's hard doing things one-handed. So this is how simple it is. We've just got a little paint roller, 4-inch paint roller in a tray, and literally just going to roll it on. When we get to the top, I'm going to get a brush and go around the top. It literally is just as simple as that. And let's just get a brush and dobble around the top there. So literally it's just get it on there, and obviously it's not going to get wet up there, but what we don't want is for it to come off. So all of these little gaps here we can squidge down, and we're going to give, in that corner I'll give it probably 3 or 4 coats. It'll take about an hour or so to dry, but it really is that easy. And then also what I'll do is I'll go over the complete wall, and it's dryish here. I'll miss that bit out because it's wet and it probably won't take, but I'll do that before I start tiling, and it only takes an hour or 2 to dry. I think I can tile after 2 hours after that stuff. But the whole wall there, so the shower's going to be situated on this wall, so the whole of this wall here is going to be tiled. The whole of this wall is going to be tiled, so that behind it I'm going to paint it with this same stuff. As you can see here, this is where all the skin of the plasterboards come off, so it's just left with a naked plaster. So it's pretty rubbish really, and there's no way in a month of Sundays I can tile straight onto that, and I know plenty of people that would, and I'm sure that a lot of DIYers would, but it's not the right thing to do, so I like to do things properly. And this pot here, 7 kilos, 50 quid, at the end of the day it's a lot of money. It'll last me 2 or 3 jobs if I'm lucky, depends how big the jobs are of course, but it's going to end up with a much better job. The tiles stick to it nicely, you don't get the suck out of the wall that just takes all the moisture out of the adhesive, so it's easier to tile. Anyway, so this is Neil from James giving you a little tip on how to waterproof your wall and make a better job. You can always find my details on RecoBiz. Thanks very much for watching, bye for now.